morning, everyone. Today is a historic day in the history of the Lawrence School Sanar. Today is a special assembly where we are flagging off a group of girls and 2 lady members of staff to an interesting and exciting journey to Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. We'll begin this special assembly with a small prayer. Creator of life and light, we bless Thee this day for the beauty of this world, for sunshine and flowers, storm cloud and starry night, for the first radiance of dawn and the last smoldering glow of sunset. We thank Thee for physical joy, for the ecstasy of swift motion, for deep water to swim in, for the goodly smell of rain on dry ground, for hills to climb and hard work to do, for all skill of hand and eye, for music that lifts our hearts in one breath to heaven, and for the hand grasp of a friend. Please be seated. As I said, this is a historic moment. And this will be remembered like we always remember the brave Sanarians who summited Mount Everest in 2013. And we are going to have this legacy continued. The Lawrence School Sanar has always been supporting and promoting adventure activities for times immemorial. And this attempt or this effort is in continuation of the same spirit Sanar is known for. I always recollect a small incident which was my first assembly as headmaster on the 2nd of May 2016. And I've said this before on a couple of occasions to you. When I finished my assembly, and one of my announcements towards the end was, the boys' boxing practices will commence today. And a group of girls met me after the assembly and asked me, why can't we have boxing for girls as well? And I had actually no answer at that moment. I said, well, I'm not sure. I'll have to figure it out why it is not happening and can we have it. And sure enough, that enthusiasm shown by the girls, the result was that now, for the last 3 years, we are having exhibition bouts and boxing for girls as well. Now girls, in today's time, are doing everything and anything the boys are doing in the school. The only sport perhaps they're not playing is cricket, but no fault of theirs because we don't have sufficient number of fields for that. But I'm pretty sure in the coming few years, when we have more fields available, they will be playing every other sport which the boys are playing. And if the boys did it in 2013, how can the girls be far behind? And it all started with a small meeting that I had with an alumnus, Mr. Ajit Bajaj. You all have met him here in school some time back. And I just discussed with him my idea that as we are moving towards our 175th year, can we start a series of adventure activities which culminates in a fantastic climb or an adventure event in 2022? And the first thought that came to my mind was, can we have something where we have something of an all-girls expedition? And since Mr. Bajaj is an experienced hand when it comes to climbing, he said, what I can immediately propose to you is Mount Kilimanjaro. And that was the beginning of the idea which has now taken a concrete shape. You all are aware the process which has undergone behind all this preparation. So these 7 girls and the members of staff had the phase 1 training in Rishikesh at the Snow Leopards camp. This was followed by the high altitude training in Lake Ladakh. And today we flag them off where they summit Mount Kilimanjaro. And I was thinking that on this occasion, can I have someone here in the school? Let me not call that person the chief guest. And as the luck would have been, we found somebody whom I don't want to call a guest, because she is again an alumnus of the school. And I thought, who can be a better person to address the school on this momentous day, because she has been a student of the school, a young achiever. So I'm going to now ask Nitya to introduce not a guest, but a fellow scenarian who's going to address you all shortly.
Good morning, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the chief guest for this morning, Ms. Surbi Garg, from the batch of 2008 Shivalik House. Having graduated in engineering from Thapar University, ma'am, you cleared your UPSC examination in 2016 to join the Indian Revenue Services. You are currently serving as Assistant Commissioner of Income Tax, Panchkula. While in school, you were part of the contingent that went to attend the President's bodyguard ceremony at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Your hard-working nature is very evident as you were the recipient of the Scholar's Star in school. As a keen sports person, ma'am, your forte was the discus throw. Traveling and photography interest you in spite of your very busy schedule. Welcome home, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Master Sir, ma'am, faculty members, and my dear friends. I am delighted to be standing here before you all, especially on this grand occasion, an all-girls expedition to Mount Kilimanjaro. It's indeed a proud moment for everyone. I'd just like to share with you that standing here, addressing the school, has been my dream. I mean, it might seem insignificant to a lot of you, but this is what I'd like to share. That once you move out of school from this protected environment, there are millions of students just like you, who seem to be like you. And you might feel lost at once. You might get complacent when you start working, or you for instance, you'd be like, I'm working, I'm enjoying, I'm earning, life is good. But what is the motivation? None. So for that, you need a dream. You need an ambition. And I will not bore you with a lecture on dream or anything. I'll just share a few instances. So apparently, I was just like one of you sitting here. And I left school in upper 5 because I got homesick. And then I joined another school. And I felt this cultural shock. And I was like, here there are students who are studying day in and day out. And I think 6 years of my schooling in Sanar will just get negated in these 2 years. And I was petrified. But somehow those 2 years passed by. I joined college. And then somebody asked me, which school are you from? So I said, Sanar. And I had this smirk on my face. And I looked right above the shoulder. Also because somehow I'm taller than most men around these days. But anyhow. So then people started saying that, she has these airs about herself, that she's from this certain school, and things like that. So someone came up to me and said, what is so great about your school? So I was like, okay, I'll explain it to you very politely. So we have this routine, and discipline is ingrained in us. Extracurriculars are thoroughly encouraged. The spirit of never giving is inculcated in us. And I went on. And he's like, okay, so you are studying in this college, and so am I. So what is the difference? And I thought to myself that he's right. I mean, irrespective of his schooling, we are both standing here. What is the difference? And that is when a subconscious dream got inculcated in me. And I felt that, okay, I have to achieve something. I have to make myself proud. I have to make my school proud. And that is when life moved on. And then I started working. So I wanted to be this working, independent woman, which everybody wants to be these days. And a year passed by working, and I had become complacent. And that's when this thought clicked, and I was like, okay, so this is not what my dream was. I'm just being a rat in the race. And that is where my UPSC journey started. Cut to, I do clear the examination, 1 out of 11 lakh aspirants. But was I studying 20 hours a day? No. Was I the most intelligent person around? Not at all. I realized what made the difference was the school that I came from. Now I'd not be able to break it down for you exactly, but it is the attitude towards life that you pick up here. You realize you're a cut above the rest. You're smarter. All you need to do is have a dream, have an ambition, believe in yourself, work hard towards it. Not like a nerd, but like a scenario. With this, I congratulate the team going on this expedition. An all-girls expedition in the era of patriarchy is a tremendous feat. Also because you're going to the mountain of greatness, as it's called. It is also the highest single standing mountain in the world, which is a great deal. So you guys are realizing your dream. Keep going, never give in. I thank the headmaster, faculty members, and the whole Scenarian Society for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And most importantly, I thank this institution. Thank you, Sanar.
So, as I mentioned earlier, this is a historic occasion, and the school, the entire family over here, and the hundreds and thousands of well-wishers of the school, parents, all Scenarians and other well-wishers, they already are aware of this journey the girls and the teachers are undertaking. They have been conveying their good wishes to me. I wish to thank, on behalf of the Sanar community, a few people. I wish to thank the entire team in school, members of staff, teaching staff, administrative and support staff, who have been working for the last several months to ensure that this day is here. I also wish to thank all the parents. Some of them are here with us today, because had they not been an active supporter of this entire thing, this would have not happened. We are living in the times where I often feel sad, because my early years in Sanar and a boarding school experience was where we took a decision in the interest of the child, and the parents just said, listen, the child is under your care. You are the parents, you decide what you want to do. Why are you asking us? Today the definitions have changed slightly. The environment around us is different, the society is slightly different. And if we take a decision, 9 out of the 10 parents will still say, go ahead, we are with you. But there's always a few of them will say, well, I'm not happy with this. And sometimes they don't see the larger interest of the student. I'm very happy that all the parents involved in this entire group were very, very supportive right from the beginning. And I thank them for their great support. Because I always feel that unless the parents and the school are all together as one unit, nothing can move and the children cannot benefit. So thank you all very much for your kind support. I also wish to thank 2 individuals specifically on this day. The first is Mr. Ajit Bajaj. You met him here, he had come and addressed the school earlier. Now, Mr. Bajaj has been a staunch supporter of these kind of activities, and he's the one who's personally taking a lot of interest in this entire exercise. And it's not just that this is over and connection is over, because he's promised to take us through till the 175th year each year. And we are lucky that Mr. Ajit Bajaj is the leader of this entire expedition, because with his experience and expertise, we couldn't have thought of anybody better to lead this entire expedition. So Mr. Bajaj, wherever you are, unfortunately he couldn't join us today. He's going to join the team in Mumbai. Thank you very much to him and his entire team of Snow Leopards. I also wish to thank Mr. Pankaj Munjal, also an old scenario, Managing Director of Hero Cycles. Now, he also has been a great supporter of all adventure activities. In fact, I got a message from him yesterday that he is so excited about this entire expedition, and he has promised that he's going to continue supporting the school in all such adventure activities in future as well. So I wish to thank both Mr. Bajaj and Mr. Munjal for their unflinching support to Sanar. Finally, I think it's time for us to acknowledge these spirited 9, the 7 girls and the 2 members of staff, to wish them good luck, see them off from here, and pray to God that they will have a very exciting and successful expedition. And we are going to get regular inputs from the team leaders, and we'll keep sharing that with you all as it comes to us. I would like to call upon the entire team onto the stage, and as a token of a gesture of good luck, I'll be presenting them a cap. You all can see them wearing a t-shirt which signifies their team spirit. So I'll be presenting each one of them with a cap, and on behalf of the entire school community, wish them good luck. So I'll ask all of them to please come up one by one. Ananya Banchar, Avanti Agarwal, Ishampreet Kaur Ahuja, Rashish Pathania, Mahika Goyal, Megan Bhagirat, Roshni, Major Priya Children, and the fourth leader, Mrs. Priya Children. While Mr. Bajaj is carrying the national flag for the team, I'll hand over the school flag to the group leader, Mrs. Priya Dhillon, because this proud team will make us all proud as a school and as a nation when they are on the summit. So I request Mrs. Priya Dhillon to receive the school flag from us. And what can be a fitting finale to this send-off ceremony after acknowledging the heroic motivation, the grit, the determination of all these standing in front of you. We would conclude this special assembly by singing all 3 verses of the school song. wish to thank Ms. Surabhi for sparing time out of a busy schedule to be here with us. And please join me in wishing the entire team all the very best. Let's give them a hip hip hooray. So please join me. 3 cheers for the team Sanar for Mount Kilimanjaro expedition. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Please lead out.
the best. Rest afterwards. Okay, all the best. Now go now.